สนับสนุนโดยบริษัท IRPC จำกัดมหาชนการบินไทยรักคุณเท่าฟ้า
ครับในช่วงที่ 2 ของรายการ Business Talk ผมก็จะมาพูดคุยกับคุณสตีฟนะครับซึ่งเป็นผู้เชี่ยวชาญเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง Big Data หรือข้อมูลข่าวสารในโลก IT ที่สามารถจะมาช่วยเพิ่มความสามารถในการแข่งขันของธุรกิจไทยนะครับ So คุณสตีฟ we are talking about the big telecom operator in Thailand like AIS or D-Track or True.They can work together with big retail operators like Central Group or the mall and other retail companies. Can you give us more example how the two sectors can work together?
I think there's a lot of interesting things around this.
Yes.
You mentioned a little bit earlier that 3G, 4G networks are coming along. Think of the challenge for the telcos.
Yes.When
I travel now, my phone can hook up to wireless networks, or it can hook up to True or
the
AIS or all of the players. But when I talk home to Singapore, it's easy for me to connect to wireless and use Skype. And the cell phones are enabling this.And then I'm not using the carrier. So that's a concern to the telcos. They're also concerned about people who leave and join another network. Because slowly but surely we are transitioning from a prepaid market into a postpaid market. And once they capture somebody, they want to keep them. So real-time data analysis is very important in this arena. And then cross-industry. I don't see in the future, I don't see telcos operating in isolation and retailers operating in isolation and banks operating in isolation. I think there will be a lot of cross-business partnership from these. So we talked a little bit about the possibility of marketing. Each of those businesses has a lot of information about you and about me. I get hit every time I land in Thailand. I get hit by all three telcos, use our services, change to our network. So I get multiple SMSs. They've got to start to learn which one I use and why I use that one. And I don't like 20 SMSs when I switch on my phone when I land at Bangkok Airport. But there will be more cross-business pollination. I think people are starting to realize that even marketing has to change. So the idea of a retailer saying, I have a new line of this product coming out. My target is this demographic, females 18 to 26 who are single. And I'm going to send them these messages by putting up posters on the wall, television adverts. That life is gone because the minute you launch the new product, there are 18 million Facebook users.
In Thailand
alone. In Thailand. Where is the first place they go? They go to Facebook. They go to Twitter. People listen to their friends. They listen to their family. They do not listen to a marketing campaign. Those days are gone. So now you've got to monitor this information. You've got to manage your brand on social networks. It's hugely important. You can give a very bad impression very, very quickly that can spread to all 18 million Facebook users in minutes, not months.
And many Twitter users also. So you call it peer marketing in this era?
Yeah, you've got to learn now how to do cooperative peer marketing. It's not now a corporate decision maker who says, this is my brand, this is my target, this is my message. Go. Doesn't work anymore. The best way to do it is to go viral, which is what people are looking for, to get something that resonates, something that people like, that they spread to their friends and family. It's the best marketing effort you can
Another
do.
example I can tell you, recently a former Pepsi bottler here in Thailand introduced a new soda, a new cola. So they call SEST, something like best cola.And they tested, first of all, in the social media. Some people said in Facebook that a little bit too sweet, not fizzles enough. So is that one example how the new marketing is being worked in the social media?
It's a good example, but another example now is to be able, just imagine this. Imagine before you run a marketing campaign,
Yes.
if I can tell you how much revenue that campaign's going to generate. Now you can justify the expenditure. So now they're doing small marketing campaigns and measuring them with analytics. Who is buying? Why are they buying? What messages are they listening to? You do it to a smaller market. You learn through analysis what works, and now you know your target. You know where to go. So it's much more effective marketing. What was the old way? How much mail do we get offering a credit card?
Yes.
We get hundreds a year, right? Not only are they sending to me, they're sending to my wife. How many of those credit cards have I actually taken? Zero, right? This is not effective marketing. They've got to learn more about me. Marketing is becoming personal. I don't want generic marketing. I want marketing that I value, that's targeted towards the things that I'm interested in. Now, that data is there for any organization that wants to use it. The data is there. But who is going to respond fast enough to learn how to use that data?
So this is what you talked about earlier, the partnership between telecom, retail, and also banks, right? So banks will come in and make use of the huge data that maybe the telecom companies already have. So you also foresee the partnerships between telco and banks in Thailand?
I can see competitiveness. As we said earlier, I know now that telcos are enabling the transmission of money across international boundaries, right, from overseas foreign workers. But take the example purely of banks. One of the most expensive items that a bank carries is the ATM network, which they have to have. If my bank doesn't have ATM machines, I'm not going to be with that, so they must have. But these are expensive machines, and they stack a lot of cash. Inside. And they've got to keep the cash balance correct on all of the machines for the usage of the machines, and that machine is pretty intelligent. It's actually a computer. So now take this scenario. I'm with my bank. I've been pretty loyal for some time. I've just been on their website and I've been looking at mortgages. 15 minutes later, I go to the ATM machine. Now, they can't interact with me on the website. I would find that intrusive. But when I go to the ATM machine and I put in my card, I'm looking at the screen and I'm waiting. That is the time they should make me. They know me. They know me. They know I'm a valuable customer. They know I've been with them for years. They know I've been looking at mortgages. Why not make me an offer? Because if I'm looking at mortgages with my bank, I'm looking at them with other banks as well. They know about me. So they've got to be able to utilize this data. Again, the problem is, they've got to know that I was on their website looking at mortgages, and they've got to know that a few minutes later I'm at the ATM machine. That's different data sets, and it's big data, and that has to merge together, and they have to do it fast. But this is what will change. This is what will change. They will start to market to me personally instead of to every male in Singapore.
I see. You're talking, you are saying that the banks are changing in order to know that at the ATM and at the mortgage counter. Is that correct?
Yeah. And another example of what they're looking at. I've always found it interesting that America caused the current global financial crisis. I know that because I lived in America at the time, and it was ridiculous that they were saying, I will give you a mortgage at 120% even though you have no job. I'll still give you the mortgage. They caused the crisis. It didn't impact the banks directly, because I think the banks in Asia are much more conservative and much better governed than they were in the US. But we get dictated to by the rules of America. But what's happening now is kind of getting interesting, because not only do we have to manage the brand through social networks, but the risk management is hugely important. If you apply for a credit card, should I give you one? Yes or no? So let's take mortgages for a bank. You apply for a mortgage because you want to buy a house. Traditionally, fill in this form.
Yes.
Right. Where do you work? How long for? How much do you earn? Where is the house? How much does it cost? How much do you want to borrow? That's traditional. But now they're starting to look external to that. They're starting to say, what is your job? If you're a meter reader in a country that's changing to smart meters, you're probably not going to have a job for a long time. If you're a data scientist, you're a business analyst, that is a very cool job to have for the next 20 years. So they're looking, where is your house? Is the house... So I live in Singapore. The government is investing hugely in Jurong. Any house in that area is projected to go up in value.
I see.
If you go to the north of Singapore, at Seletar Camp, Rolls-Royce Aerospace Engines has built a new factory that's testing 24 hours a day aircraft industry engines. Do I want a house near that factory? No. It's likely to go down. But so the idea is they're looking outside the traditional. What is your job? Where is your house? Trying to predict, is the house going to go up in value or down in value? This is the big data problem.
Steve, another interesting thing is that Thailand, like I said earlier, going to have a full-fledged 3G, third generation telecom network. So the world of digital marketing is going to dawn in Thailand. So can you talk about some example of how digital marketing and social media marketing will emerge as a result of to make use of the big data?
Yeah, it's we get back to those, what I call the V's, velocity, variety, and volume of data, because they're going, every organization to provide true value marketing has to learn that I have become more knowledgeable now.
You mean the consumer?
The consumer.
Yes.
The consumer has become more knowledgeable. I listen to my peers more than I listen to a corporation. I still buy their goods.
Yes.
I still buy jackets and shoes and jeans and cell phones, so I still buy. But I do listen to what my peers are saying. I do my research, not on their website. I do my research by going to my friends on Twitter and Facebook and talk. So they've got to learn that doing this analytics, managing your brand on social networks is hugely important. It's hugely important. And the second thing is, you're not only managing it on social networks like Twitter and Facebook, which, by the way, is not so easy in Thailand. Don't keep listening to the Americans saying, oh, we do this and it's easy. Not so. We've got Thai mixed with SMS, mixed with English. You try and do analytics on that, it's not so easy, but it can be done. But you've got to now take data from a variety of different sources and merge it with the information you have on your customers. So if one of your customers say something bad about you on Twitter, are any of their friends and family also your customers? You may need to call them. You may need to send them an SMS. You may need to send them an email, but you're going to have to do it quickly because it may go viral. That may go around the whole of Twitter and Facebook very, very quickly. And we've all seen examples of that. So managing the data, first of all, we're going to be able to do things much quicker with 3G, 4G networks. The speed improves and what we can do with the phone improves. Digital media talks to each other much better. So 3G, 4G networks, television programs can be broadcast to wireless devices. This is why the phones are starting to get a little bit bigger. They're getting very high resolution, high definition right now because they're getting ready for this advent of digital media that can be streamed to the phones. It will be two-way communication. You will become interactive in a 3G, 4G environment.
Good, Steve, when we come back, we will talk more about when a Thai company launch a product for the Thai market or for the ASEAN market, 10 countries market in the AEC, how they can leverage digital marketing and social media marketing technologies.